Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Steel Sanctuary podcast. I'm your host, Dave Ribeiro from SteelSanctuary.com, and this is my co-host, David Coro. Dave, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, brother?
Not much. We have a little bit of sad news to start the podcast out. Andy Russell passed away. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
He was with the Steelers from 1966 to 1976. Two-time Pro Bowler, two-time All-Pro, seven-time Pro Bowler, 18 career interceptions, man. For a linebacker, that's something.
It is.
There is some debate whether he should be in the Hall of Fame. Kind of before my time. I know it's before your time too. So
Yeah, but I noticed some older folks. They were definitely talking about how this guy should be in the Hall of Fame. It's a shame he's not in the Hall of Fame, and it's that Steelers anti biasness basically that we don't need to put more Steelers in the Hall of Fame.
I think it's definitely got something to do with it. You're right. A lot of his teammates from that time period stick up for him as a Hall of Fame candidate. I think he was just another cog in that early '70s defense that was one of the best defenses of all time. So you gotta
So many good players, man.
Yeah,
So many
just
good
crazy.
players. Incredible.
Him and Elsie Greenwood should probably both be in the
Yep.
Hall of Fame. All right, switching gears. Well, let's do the quarterback stuff right off the bat and get it out of the way. Russell Wilson has been officially notified that he will be released. I think it'll be a post June 1st release, but he'll be available to talk to other teams as soon as possible. Dave, how do you feel about Russell Wilson? A lot of people don't like it. I wouldn't be crazy about it, but if that's the only option, if they don't draft anybody, if Justin Fields goes somewhere else, it comes down to would you rather have him or Mason Rudolph?
Let's talk numbers. Numbers are fun. Okay.
Let's talk numbers.
So here's the number I'll throw out. 26, 8, and 98. That was his TDs to interceptions and his QB rating. Ready for the other one? 6, 4, and like 83.1. That was Kenny Pickett's numbers. Yeah. 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and an 83 rating. If you want to look at maybe completion percentage, I think Kenny technically had a better, but he had less passes. So take that with what you will. This is a Super Bowl winning quarterback who had a good year last year. He showed he still got some in the tank. You could argue this team's just a quarterback away. Really,
yeah.
You could argue.
Yeah.
And one draft, could. You hit on the draft, you hit on the quarterback you bring in, voila! All of a sudden we're in it.
Yep.
And we actually have a legit shot. I can't. I just can't blindly be like, nope, Kenny Pickett's, he's it. We're just gonna ignore everything. Russell Wilson has more touchdowns than Kenny Pickett in 1 year in his 2 combined years.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what are we doing here? Like, don't get me wrong. If they go with Kenny Pickett, fine, they go with Kenny Pickett. I want to support the kid. Okay, I'll make that clear as day right now. I'm going to support the kid, right? But that doesn't mean in the offseason that we can't be like, hey, there's all these different options. But Russell Wilson it makes so much sense. He's going to be cheap.
Yep.
He's got the experience. He's proven he can win it all. I don't know how you wouldn't give this kid a chance. Yeah, make it a competition thing.
Yeah.
Sure. Sign league minimum. Kenny's going to compete against him. May the best man win. Outplay him then, Kenny. If you're the one, then outplay him.
I'll do you one better. I was arguing with a guy just before we got on Twitter that wanted Mason Rudolph over him. I thought Mason Rudolph had a better season throwing, QBR stats at me. Mason Rudolph had a better QBR than Russell Wilson. I'm like, come on, man. I know it's been bad over the last couple of years, but Pittsburgh Steelers fans are just irrational when it comes to quarterback.
I personally, I don't have those numbers memorized with Mason, and he played 4 games. So to compare that to Russell Wilson, I don't know if you can do that. Because here's my thing. Do you want to know what I think Kenny's ceiling is? And I hope I'm wrong, dead wrong. But you want to know what I think his ceiling is? Kenny Pickett's ceiling is Mason Rudolph this year. His ceiling is what we saw from Mason Rudolph at the end of this season. That's what Kenny Pickett's ceiling is. If he can just stay in the pocket like Mason learned to do, and if he can make the intermediate passes like Mason learned to do, then you get a capable quarterback. But that's capable. Notice I did not say elite, great.
No, he's not. Neither one of them
I didn't
are.
say it. Right, and I agree. But I just I don't know.
Mason
People are
Rudolph
so blind.
I looked it up today. Mason Rudolph, in his 3 games that he started, averaged 239 yards passing and 1 touchdown. We got to pump the brakes on the Mason Rudolph stuff. He played great. He played good for the 3 games, got us in the playoffs. All due respect to him for that.
Right.
He's not a starting caliber NFL quarterback. That's going to take. He's just not. And neither is Kenny Pickett. So, yes. Are we looking to throw anything against the wall and see if it sticks? Absolutely. Is it Russell Wilson? Is it somebody else? Yes. I do not want to go into 2024 with Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph as your starters. That's rolling up the white flag. That's saying we give up on 24. Let's wait till 25. I don't want to do that. I don't have the stomach for
it. And that's just like with Justin Fields, right? Like I've seen people, I don't know what these idiots are doing, but they're like comparing them and they wipe out all of Fields' running stats and go, see, without these stats, he's not that great. And you're like, hello, that's the biggest part of his game. Like, what are you doing? But the thing about it is that the ceiling with Fields is higher. And I have seen him make throws, make plays that Kenny can't make. It's just that Justin Fields has not done it more consecutively yet. The biggest thing with him is the turnovers. He turns the ball over way too much. Yep. Yes, that Kenny Pickett has him by a mile. Kenny Pickett don't turn the ball over. Yep. You ain't going to find any argument on me. But that's literally like it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't – and that's a big thing with Tomlin and not turning the ball over. But if they would get Fields and he could figure out, if he could get smarter with the football, man, sky's the limit, maybe.
Yeah, there's a thing about Justin Fields and his processing too. He's not that quick. He holds the ball too long, but still, again, he's still a better prospect than Kenny Pickett. No matter how Kenny Pickett wasn't that great a processor. He didn't. Get rid of the ball on time.
That was the knock this season.
Yeah, it's just
he didn't process the defenses. He didn't read defenses.
His accuracy was off the whole 9 yards.
Accuracy was off, and he was the opposite. He would just leave the pocket. He didn't even give his wide receivers a chance to run the route. And
yeah. So let's get into the Justin Fields stuff.
Yeah.
Adam Schefter reported yesterday that he thinks the Steelers could be in the mix for Justin Fields. It seems like the teams in on him are drying up. There aren't that many teams on Justin Fields. There also is an Athletic article today saying the Steelers are absolutely out of the Justin Fields thing. They were never in it. So
they were never in it. Okay. So
depending on who you want to believe, I mean, Schefter, he's been right a whole lot. That's why he is where he is right now, is the number one, rumor guy in the NFL. So listen, it seems to be between the Falcons and the Steelers. I've heard rumors that the Falcons want Cousins and they want to wait to see if Cousins makes free agency. What other teams are there? The Raiders. The Raiders have the Bears' old offensive coordinator from last season. There's a lot of talk that he doesn't want any part of Justin Fields anymore. One season was enough for him. So the Raiders are out. The Vikings, who knows?
To those that believe, so here's my thing. To those that believe the Athletic report that they're not interested in any of this, right? When they asked Omar Khan about Fields, that was his chance to go, we are not interested in Justin Fields. And I've seen Steelers GMs in the past say straight up when they are not interested in someone and that they have Kenny Pickett and blah, 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 blah. He did not do that. He would not deny it at all. All he would say is he would not go into specifics. That tells me, yes, they are interested. They had the chance to go, nope, Kenny's our guy. We're not interested in any of that shit. And they didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I need. Because, when it comes to GM talk, you really got to read between the lines here.
Yeah, 100%.
And like when a GM just doesn't amicably go, no, we do not want him, then guess what? They're looking into it. They're looking into it.
I mean, if this comes down to a second round pick, I mean, you almost have to pull the trigger. If it's a third round pick and you don't do it, and I find out that some other team gave up a third round pick for Justin Fields, I'm going to be freaking heated because then that's
Yeah.
stealing. That's stealing at that point.
So here's my thing. I thought it took originally a 2 and a 4 to pull it off. My thing here is that because of his turnovers, he had 16 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. I think he has like 38 or 40 total turnovers in his career in 3 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Because of that reason, yes, I don't want them to give up that high of a pick. I'm hoping it's a third. It is if they get him, I'm hoping they give up a third. I'll be excited, but still a little upset if it's a second because I don't think his play has merited enough for them to give up a second for him.
A lot of people have been pointing to the Sam Darnold trade from the Jets to the Panthers a couple of years ago. They got a 6th round pick the first year and a 2nd and a 4th the second year. So they got 3 picks for Sam Darnold, which is kind of crazy when you look back at it.
Yeah. Damn.
That's a lot. And that's what everyone's pointing to. But then again, I think there was more competition in on Darnold that year than there is on Fields this year. It's just, from all you can gather, it's just the Steelers and the Falcons.
Right.
And if the Falcons, have Cousins in mind, because they have the cap space apparently, then it's just the Steelers. You don't want to bid against themselves for this guy. We'll see. I mean, I would love to see it. I think he would add a bit of excitement to the season that we've really been lacking the last few years with this team on offense. Does he turn the ball over? Yes. Is that concerning? Yes. You just think about Fields and that running game and Pickens. That seems.
I'm just at a point where I'll just be happy if they give him real competition. Don't. And Alan Sanders said this today that, or was it yesterday? We shouldn't be shocked that this is what's going to happen. They're going to go get a Tannehill and then a 6th round QB. And I agree. Usually that's what they would do. I'm really hoping that maybe they give him real competition. Like if they just do that, then I'll be happy. And but I have a standard when we talk about competition here.
And it's a low bar, Dave. I mean, Mason Rudolph is competition. He beat him out last year.
Tannehill is not competition. Mac Jones is not competition. In fact, that's a fucking joke. That's all I'm going to say with that.
Well, we're going to talk about that later, but I have some interesting stats to go along with Mac Jones compared to to Kenny Pickett. So we'll get into that.
Well,
later.
Mason is fine. Mason's fine because Mason's already showed that he could do more of that offense than he could. So, but there's just certain guys to me, they're a joke. They're at the end. Tannehill's at the end of his career and he's done. And Mac Jones was never good in the first place. So
yeah,
or at least I don't think he is. But apparently you have something lined up here. So
well, compared to Kenny Pickett,
I'll stand by because I look forward to this.
Listen, we all know in a perfect world, no, we don't want Justin Fields we don't want Russell Wilson as the quarterback. We'd rather have, Patrick Mahomes or somebody like that. But none of those guys are available. So for now, Justin Fields seems like the best option. Well, maybe Russell Wilson is because you don't have to give up anything for him. That's a debate, that you could have. You're not giving up any draft picks for Russell Wilson.
And that's a good one. Russell Wilson versus Justin Fields. That's a pretty good debate because one's going to cost you draft picks and you're paying him a decent amount of money. The other one's not going to cost you any draft picks. It's going to cost you very, very low money.
That's true.
Now, which one in the long run or which one is Wilson going to fall off a cliff quick? Is Father Time going to come from right now? Or is Justin Fields legit, just needs fixed a little bit?
It's a good debate.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole thing. If, somehow Kenny Pickett beat out Russell Wilson, is he going to be a pain in the ass in the locker room? Because he kind of has that, reputation as kind of a surly guy. Is he going to accept, if God forbid Kenny Pickett beat him out, in training camp? He'd probably be a big, huge pain in the ass. So who knows?
I would cut him. If you're done,
almost have to cut him at that.
If you're done, I'm cutting you. Like if you're not good enough, like if you can't outdo Kenny Pickett, then I'm done because I'm not going to put up with the guy. I don't know. The guy thinks he's Frank Sinatra outside that locker room or something.
Yeah.
Like there's just no. Like yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. So do you bring in Russell Wilson and Tannehill? So if things go sour, you can still have a
Jesus.
veteran backup. You know, you can cut bait with Russell Wilson. I don't know. That's the issue with Russell Wilson. You know, the he wasn't a very well liked guy. The Seahawks were doing cartwheels when they traded him.
Yeah,
Nobody on the team liked him.
he's an oddball, and he
You
acts like
know,
he's holier than thou or something. I don't know.
yeah.
He just gives off some kind of vibe that people don't like.
Maybe Sean Payton helmed him this season. Maybe he
Maybe.
realized he's not the superstar he once was.
Well,
I
if
don't know.
not, he's humbled now. He just got cut. They just paid
Yeah,
$85 million to get rid of him.
he's
That'll
laughing
humble
all the
you.
way to the bank, though. He's laughing. He's
Oh
laughing
yeah,
all the
but
way
I
to the
mean, we're
bank.
talking. They broke the record in dead
Yeah,
money
yeah,
to get rid of him. I mean, that's and then there's the he's going to want to prove people wrong aspect of it too.
that's true too. That's true too. I mean, you could talk me into anybody just about over Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph for 2024. You really can. I mean, there's not many people I would say no to, and I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. And hopefully, the Justin Fields thing should come to a close pretty soon, right? From we talked about this last week. The general manager said he wants to get this over with
Yes,
quickly, so Justin Fields can move on and everyone can move
you would
on. So
think free agency starts in a week, right?
yeah, they probably
So,
want to trade him before free agency starts if they
yep.
could. So
Could
we'll
you
see.
imagine if they have to cut him? Oh, that hurt.
I don't think they cut him.
But that price is going to keep falling the
Yeah,
closer they get.
yeah,
That's why to hear the Steelers are not involved anymore. I'm like, they're stupid if they don't stay involved because
yeah,
the price is just going to keep going down, not up. Like, what are we doing here?
yep. All right, let's talk about more rumors. Deontay Johnson, our boy Tony Pauline reported the Steelers are listening to offers for Deontay Johnson. Mark Caboli chimed in, said he thought maybe DJ was asking to be traded and not the Steelers.
He
A lot
said
of
he's hearing rumblings. He said
yeah,
he's actually hearing
a lot of
that
smoke with
he.
this one. I think Deontay Johnson's played his last game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I really do. I've been saying it for a couple of weeks now, and the more this stuff comes out, the more I'm convinced that he just doesn't fit anymore. He doesn't fit what the Steelers want. He doesn't fit this offense.
Kenny
He's going to be a free
Pickett.
agent.
Kenny Pickett has killed his value.
It's true. I mean, between Kenny
And
Pickett
and it's not just Kenny. You know what? I shouldn't have said that way. Our quarterbacks, plural,
yeah,
have killed his
yeah.
value.
The corpse
Like,
of
and
Ben
that's
Roethlisberger didn't do him any favors either.
he just if he had a Mahomes or an Allen or
Yeah,
one of those guys, I can't even imagine what his numbers would be. They'd be so gaudy. I can't even imagine. And I'm telling you, his agent's probably telling him that too.
yeah. I would
Agent,
love to.
family.
I would love to see them use him so they don't have to use draft picks to get either
Well,
L'Jarius Sneed or
well, not Steve, but the other rumor is the Bears want
yeah,
Deontay in the trade for Fields,
yeah.
and the
If they
Steelers are
could
like,
do
no.
that, let's do it.
But their interest in wide receivers that are projected to go number in the top
Yeah,
20 is kind of weird, dude. Like
yep. This stuff
they're
going on, man.
all these guys they're talking to, it's like, why are you what? Like, what's like, don't get me wrong, they've done this 1,000 times. Guys near the end of his contract, they draft a wide receiver to take his
We talked
spot.
about
You
it
and I
last week.
discussed
Yep.
this. So, like, I get that, but they're talking to dudes that are projected to go before pick 20.
Roma Dunze. He's going to be
Yeah.
top 6, top
Yeah,
7 pick.
Yeah, like what are you doing here? Like, it's very strange to me that they're doing that. There's been something brewing, and I don't know what it
There's
is.
a lot of moving pieces here. A lot of
I
moving
don't
pieces.
know exactly, and I don't know if this is like chess, where they're trying to be 3 or 4 moves ahead, and like, hey, if we do trade Deontay for Justin Fields, can we move up and go get whatever wide receiver who's a guaranteed guy to see if it doesn't plug him in, it doesn't hurt at all, not having Deontay, and that's what it feels like to me. Or in general, they're just trying to look to trade him and move up and go get a new wide receiver. It's one of the two. One of the two.
Yeah. I mean, Pauline's pretty good. I mean, if he's hearing stuff, he's got some sources around the league. So if he's hearing it, and then Caboli too, Caboli's in with the Steelers like crazy. So if he's hearing stuff too, I don't know. What would you set the over under on it? Is he going to be a Steeler? Do you think he's going to be a Steeler in 2024?
Ooh, no.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I in this Arthur Smith offense now, I think it's changed some things. Maybe Arthur Smith. I mean, and I'm speculating. Maybe he went and watched tape and was like, "Oh, right there. See that doesn't work." Him not willing to block, him not willing to go after a fumble, him not willing. He's not doing anything that Arthur Smith needs a wide receiver to do for this offense to work. And then my man's been running his mouth all fucking season.
Yep. He had a couple incidents for sure.
So
this
it's
season.
just everything just leads to something like this.
We talked about this. They're not the chances of them resigning him are small. They're not going to franchise him. That's too much money.
Hey, and I want you to think about this too. You get rid of him, that frees up how much money? Have we even looked up how much money that
$10 million I think I saw today. $10 million on the cap. That's what somebody reported today.
I thought it'd be more than that. I thought it'd be substantially more than that. I did have the salary cap on here, and of course I got rid of it like an idiot. I just speculate that too. I just wonder if they get rid of him, that frees up money. Does it free up enough money where they could go after a Kirk Cousins? Again, this is speculation. I'm just throwing it out there.
So let's say I got it pulled up here. Deontay Johnson's cap hit is
$15.8 million.
Yep. His dead cap is $5, so it'd be $10 million.
So you free up $15.8 mil, right?
No, you got to subtract the dead cap, so it'd be $10 mil.
Oh, it's just the dead cap if you trade him away?
Oh, if you trade him, then no, then it's the whole 15.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about trading him. 15.8, right? I want to get to the bottom of this. Where's their salary cap at? Damn it, try and get down to the end. Okay, so 11.3 million. They're in the plus.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing here. Okay, plus 15 point what?
Yeah. So you'd be about 26.
Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Now you're getting to where, hey, we draft a wide receiver, and we can have enough money. I can't talk. Then we have enough money to maybe go sign a Kirk Cousins, possibly. Restructures, all that stuff they could pull off. Yeah. They can make it happen.
Actually, Dave, I'm looking at this now. His sign-in bonus was the $5 million. That's going to stay on the cap no matter what, because they already paid out that signing bonus. So it is only 10, but 10 is still.
It's still substantial.
And they have to trade him by a certain time, because once his roster, he's got another roster bonus for $3 million. If he gets that counts on their cap too. So they got to trade him before that roster bonus kicks in.
Look, all I'm saying is that you trade him, you cut one of either Allen Robinson or Pat Peterson, one of those guys that's also another big cap hit. Dave, you freed up a lot of money. You can go make an offer to someone and see if they take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just speculating here. I know that 8 months from now we're going to be talking about how much we hate the 6th round draft pick that they drafted, and he couldn't outdo Kenny Pickett. But I'm just saying, like, in general, in theory, these are moves they could make if they really wanted to go get somebody.
Yep. And speaking of that somebody, L'Jarius Sneed got the transition tag today, which means that he's a free agent, basically. He can negotiate with any teams, and the only thing is the Chiefs have the right to match, which is going to be what they're going to use to facilitate a trade. They're going to force a trade. I tweeted it earlier. Deontay Johnson for L'Jarius Sneed, I'll do that all day long. All day long.
Yeah, I'd do it. We need that other
this
corner.
Guy's a
we need it.
Top corner in the league right now.
Yeah.
You pair him up with Joey Porter Jr. and you are cooking on defense.
You are
cooking on defense.
I couldn't agree more. I agree. We need that other corner. You can't just have one great corner. It's just not going to work. Then that frees up. You don't got to draft one.
Yep.
And then
you can draft the wide receiver in the first round.
You can draft a wide receiver, and then you're cooking. Yeah. Yep. I don't have a problem with it at all at this point. I think Deontay Johnson is a good wide receiver. I really do.
No, I do too.
He's just not what they need him to be. And two, he's not going to be supportive of Kenny Pickett's the quarterback.
That's the other issue.
just has run his mouth way too much this season.
Yeah.
It's just they don't
But
need
that's true with a lot of those guys though in the locker room, right? With if they bring Mason Rudolph back, they like him a lot more than they like
They
Kenny
love
Pickett.
Mason. They love
So
Mason.
that's going to
Yep.
create issues.
Yeah.
At worst, if you bring a guy off the street and the guys don't know if he's good, that's an honest competition in the player's eyes. But if you bring Mason Rudolph back in, those guys want Mason Rudolph to play, period. That's why I don't know if Mason Rudolph comes back, because that locker room wants him to be the starter. And I think
Well, I'm wondering.
the coaching staff wants Kenny Pickett.
Is evil Omar Khan just like, I know if I bring Mason back, he'll be the starter. So it's whatever.
Still not good enough, but I get what you're
No,
coming
but
from.
better than
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, let's talk about the combine. Dave, these fucking guys ran fast. Holy smokes. 20 guys ran sub 4.4 in this combine. Sub 4.4. I remember, I'm old enough to remember when 4.4 was like, wow, somebody ran a 4.4. Now it's like, he ran a 4.440.
You go, okay. That's it? A 4.4?
I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm watching these numbers come in, dude, and I am just blown away. I'm trying to pull up
that Texas wide receiver. He broke the record for 4.21. That is unreal. Flying.
Let me pull up. I got it right now.
Yeah, dude.
Xavier Worthy, 4.21. Nate Wiggins, 4.28, but then he hurt himself, right? He pulled something.
He pulled his his groin muscle pop or something.
Quinyon Mitchell, 4.33. Brian Thomas Jr., 4.33. Listen, our guy Nick Farabaugh keeps comparing him to Martavis Bryant. He's giving me a chubby. I can't hear this and not want to draft this guy now. Now he's my favorite draft guy. And I watched
the 4.21 guy?
No, Brian Thomas ran 4.33 from LSU.
Oh, okay.
Bigger guy, big play guy. He's my new draft crush, Dave. He's my he's the guy I am in love with now. He's been compared to Martavis Bryant.
Oh no. Yeah, that's all it took for you.
I'm all in.
Jesus.
I got a little recap of the best I could come up with. The position groups the Steelers have met with formally. There was a bunch of informal ones I didn't count.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks, do you know the number?
0.
This is odd to me. You're not even, meeting with a guy that you're going to draft in the 6th or 7th round or the 4th, 5th. They're on 5th round pick, 4th round. You're not even concerned that the fact that you only got one quarterback under contract and you're not.
I swear there's some smoke and mirrors or something. Dude, I don't know what's going on. Unless
there's always the visits.
Waiting to pro days. It's got to be. It's got to be the pro days.
You don't meet with any of those lower tier guys.
But maybe the Steelers are changing it up, man. Like maybe this is kind of like an Andy Weidel thing or something. Like they're just like, hey, let's not be the same every season and make it so fucking obvious what we're gonna fucking do.
Yeah, maybe.
Like let's pivot a little bit and do some things different and go from there. Because they've been so predictable the last 3 years. It's been too easy. So maybe they're shaking things up a little bit.
Running backs 0, which isn't surprising formally. Wide receivers 6, and like you mentioned, some of the top guys. Adunze, a couple of those guys. Tight ends only 1. Offensive line 5. Defensive line 3. Edge 2. Linebackers 4. Cornerback 6. And then 2 safeties. So they're doing their homework on the corners for sure.
Corners, wide receivers, no linemen.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring this up. Did we gloss over the fact when we talked about Omar Khan's press conference? He said that Holcomb's injury was, what was the word he used? Brutal or awful or something, and that he doesn't know his timetable. Are we sure Cole Holcomb's going to be ready for the start of the season?
That's a good question.
People brought that up later. I'm like, shit, that's right. I don't know. We might be seeing a linebacker in this draft earlier than we thought. That might be a more pressing.
How many linebackers say they looked at?
They met with 4.
4.
Not a real deep class. There's a couple guys at the top that are pretty good. We'll see. Let me bring up the linebackers. Peyton Wilson, but we know is injury prone. but really
Yeah.
good. Who's that kid from Texas A&M? The Steelers,
Edwin Cooper.
Edrin Cooper.
Yeah.
There's a kid from Michigan too.
I'm looking at him right now. Peyton Wilson, Kalen DeLoach, Edwin Cooper, Trevor Wallace, Jordan McGee. What college you say? Did you say Michigan?
Yeah, Michigan. I don't think he ran a great 40, but
He's not even on here. It's not a Michigan kid. Yeah, there ain't nobody from Michigan on here. But no, dude, that could be that's a big deal. If he's not ready, then they are going to have to draft one or go get one.
Yeah, I mean, they might even have to address it in free agency at this point because
yeah,
if Holcomb's banged up to the point where he's not going to play, and then you got a Landon Roberts who's 30 something and was injured last year, and then that's it. That's all they got. So I think we underestimated how much this team needs a linebacker, and we're probably going to see one come this year. Any other guys at the combine that blew you away? The defensive tackle there for
I was going to say that guy
Fisk blew up the combine.
Yeah, good Lord, that was ridiculous what he did.
He made himself some money, bro.
Yeah, he did.
Really did well. The wide receivers, Jesus, pick your poison for the 4-3 guys, 4-2 guys. Adonai Mitchell ran the 4-3. Devontae Walker, I didn't think it was that fast. 4.36, man.
Didn't Nate Wiggins get hurt too? He ran a 4.28, but did he blow out something too? Like his knee or something?
And he's only like 185 pounds, so he's kind of skinny.
Yeah, he's a small dude. Yeah.
Lad McConkey, 4.39 from Georgia.
Yeah. Quentin Mitchell,
prospect, man.
4.33. He's expected to be a top corner as well.
Yep.
So
he's going to go top 10.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I know that Michael Penix shined in the combine. I thought that was funny.
He threw the ball real well.
I guess Milton was ridiculous. Yeah.
80-yard seeds. The kid's got physical gifts for sure. Yeah. He's got a rocket arm. He can run.
Yeah. Got to work on his decisions.
Yeah.
In-game decisions. If he can work on that.
Did you hear Bill O'Brien told him he should have been should move to wide receiver the year before, not last year, but the year before?
No way. Did he really?
Yeah, he's like, you should move to a wide receiver. You're not going to be a good quarterback. And then
wow,
it was that whole thing where they went on that winning streak and he was good. And he said, see, I told you, but then the bowl game, he kind of shit the bed. So everyone's saying maybe O'Brien was right. So I don't know.
6th round, I'd take a shot.
It's worth it, right? Those kind of tools, why the fuck not?
It is. If it's 6th round,
yeah,
that kid's got $1 million arm, dude. I'm telling you now. Well,
figure the rest out later, man.
Yeah.
Let him throw the ball through people, and then we'll figure it out later. All right, the combine's over. What do you think? Tackle, linebacker, corner. What's going to be pick 20?
It's still going to be an offensive lineman. I don't. I still believe it's a tackle or a center. They have to fix that O-line. They have to.
I'm doing my next mock Wednesday. I got a funny feeling they're gonna sign a center, free agency, and they're gonna leave the tackle position the way it is. And they might draft corner or wide receiver maybe in the first round.
Did you see Jackson Powers Johnson throw that Stiller coach onto the ground? Did you see that? That video?
No, I did not see that.
Oh man, at the combine, it was a Stiller coach, I believe. He had a pad and he was pretending to rush, and Jackson Powers had to throw him out of the way, and he grabbed him and threw him, and the guy lost his balance and fell down. Like he tossed him like a rag doll, dude. When you get a chance, look it up. Jackson Powers Johnson tosses Steelers coach to the ground.
I'm gonna have to go look that up now.
Oh, you know what? Go to my page. Go to my page on Twitter because I retweeted something. I said I want that to be a Steeler. I want him.
I don't know. The way they paid attention to corners and wide receivers in this thing, I'm curious. I'm very curious.
Hey, I don't blame you. There's definitely there's something cooking there, and we're not privy to that. We're not behind those closed doors to know what's going on, but something's been cooking the last week and a half, and
Yeah.
I something either they're definitely looking to trade, or there's going to be a trade with Deontay Johnson, and they're looking to possibly take a wide receiver right off the bat. You could be absolutely right.
And then there was that Mims kid, dude. He's a friggin' monster.
Oh, the
He's
offensive
got
tackle
Steelers.
from Georgia.
Yeah, he's got Steelers written all over him, man.
Did he get? It feels like I heard everybody got hurt at this combine.
I didn't hear him. I heard a lot of other guys.
But
I did not hear him.
But Mims, he did really good.
Dude,
he definitely another one that solidified himself as well. Didn't he have a really good 40 as well?
6'8", 340, 36 and an eighth inch arms, dude. Monster.
And ran a 5.07 40.
Yeah.
Wow. That is a big dude that can move.
That's the one guy that I could see the Steelers maybe draft him in the first round.
Bro, him and Darnell Washington blocking on one side would just not be fair. That good Lord. And then Broderick on the other side. Jeez.
Two Georgia teammates playing it back.
But and as much as I do like the idea of that, those other guys though, that Fautanu, Troy Fautanu.
Yep.
Right tackle.
He's a big boy. Yeah. Daniel Jeremiah had him to the Steelers in his mock.
Yeah, where's my other dude at? Did Guyton do the combine? Because I don't see his name.
I believe he did.
There he is. He had a 5.19 40. Guyton, I mean, he's another one, dude. He was a right tackle. I mean, I just the right tackles I'm really intrigued by just because of the fact they're a right tackle. That's what they are. And you can bump Broderick back to left.
Yeah.
So I think on their board you're going to see Guyton, Fautanu, Mims, all those guys are going to be really high on their board at 20. And maybe there's certain wide receivers or corners that they want, and if they're not there, then they'll go O-line. Just depends on what they do in the offseason first.
Yeah, I mean,
before their draft.
I wouldn't be surprised if they signed a center, a veteran guy, to play center, and then maybe they drafted somebody later in the draft, like a Bo Limmer or somebody like that.
They did talk to Van Prant.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That was one of the guys.
Yep.
So that could be the thing. They're hoping to maybe get him in the third. Maybe they get lucky. He drops to the fourth round. Dude, if they got Van Prant in the fourth, I'd be tickled pink. He's a top 3 center in this draft, I believe. He's probably the third ranked center in this draft.
I think he is the third guy after Frazier
and JPJ.
All right.
Yeah.
Any more on the combine? We'll talk about the combine all week this week. I want to dig
hold
really
on for now. I haven't got a chance to dig into it either, so I
want to dig into it on Wednesdays, so I'll have more thoughts on it then. Let's do our poll question that I'm sorry guys, I put it out today instead of yesterday. I had a few drinks and a cigar yesterday, so I kind of lost track of time and lost all focus on the real world and woke up this morning like shit.
Happens to the best of us.
So what I put out today is, who is a better quarterback right now, Kenny Pickett or Mac Jones? And to no one's surprise, Kenny Pickett won 73% to 27%. The Kenny Pickett hive is alive and well on Twitter, sticking up for their guy. Listen.
Are you seeing some of these comments, though?
Oh, well, we're going to read some of these comments. Don't worry.
They're great. Oh, shit.
I do believe that Kenny Pickett right now is better than Mac Jones, but you can use all the same excuses that all these Kenny Pickett guys use for Mac Jones. This guy, they made a failed defensive coordinator his offensive coordinator last year. Horrendous. The Patriots,
tough.
You think Kenny Pickett had it bad? I don't think there's a worse quarterback situation in the league than the New England Patriots were last year. Their wide receivers stunk. Their tight ends were awful. Their running backs were so-so. Their line was beat up. Bro, I tweeted this out today. Mac Jones had more touchdowns in his rookie season, 25, than Kenny Pickett's have in his entire career. You take Mac Jones' rookie season, and everyone was swooning on this guy. Oh, the Patriots got a steal, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't know if Kenny Pickett's better than Mac Jones. Mac Jones goes to another team, like we keep saying, with a better offensive coordinator. Just this sound familiar? Get a better offensive coordinator, get him better weapons. I can tell you Kenny Pickett's had better weapons in his 2 seasons than Mac Jones has ever had. Mac Jones has never had Deontay Johnson or George Pickens or anybody like that to throw to. Never. So don't be so quick to say Kenny Pickett's better, is what I'm saying.
I don't know, man. From what I've seen with Mac Jones, it's been bad. You're right. His rookie year, though, you're right. I do believe he did better his rookie year.
But 25 and 8, 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, man.
But why did he go so downhill? Like, I mean, well, the fact that they made a defensive guy an offensive coordinator, that did help, probably.
I mean, I don't know what Bill Belichick was doing the last 2 seasons.
I don't either. That's probably why they were like, "Hey, Bill, it's time to go."
Yeah.
But I just he's looked god awful when I watch Mac Jones. He looks god awful. He lost his starting gig to Zappy. When you lose it to that guy, wow. Then again, like I said, this guy beat up on the Steelers secondary really bad. So what do I know? But I don't know, man. Like I said, like I told you, I want legit competition, actual competition, not everybody's competing for the participation trophy. Like I'm not, I don't want that, but I don't know. I just get him some real competition where there is the threat he could lose his job. And let's see if he legit is better than these guys. Because we'll get to see this because he'll have a brand new offensive scheme, the whole 9 yards. Because that's what's
there'll be no more excuses for Kenny Pickett this year.
Yeah.
There's no more excuses. He ends up being the star.
I want to see this in the preseason and training camp and all this stuff. Let's see it. Let's see if that's what it was.
Do you want to read some of these?
Oh, I do. They're good.
Go ahead. You give me some of your favorites, and I'll do some.
All right. I mean, right off the bat, Captain Hindsight comes through with it's like South Park. Do you prefer the giant douche or the turd sandwich?
That was my favorite too.
Oh man. I mean, right off the go, there's that.
All right, I lost it for a second. Let me pull it back up. Lou Salvetti the fourth says, "Welcome to Purgatory." And then Tori Jones is, "This is Sophie's choice of unwatchable offenses." I mean, yes, it's been bad.
Here's a pro Kenny one. Big Y says, for all his warts, Kenny does have 7 game-winning touchdowns and 24 career starts. Mac Jones has 2 and 42. In a close game with KP, I feel like at least there's a chance. Mac Jones gives me no hope whatsoever. At this point, it's debatable if either should be a starting QB in the NFL. That's fair.
It is.
Everything
fair.
He said there is fair.
I like him. He's a good.
That is a fair, comment to make. I agree. G Money put neither. Both are hopeful career backups. I didn't vote. He didn't vote.
He abstained.
My dude was like, "This is so bad. This is like the 2024 election."
I was just gonna say, it's like a Biden.
Nobody wants to vote. This is great. Yeah, that's how bad that is. All right.
I got a lot of responses for that poll. If I would have posted it yesterday, we would have had a lot more. But we're gonna keep doing this. We had a lot of fun with it. We got to think of a good one for next Sunday, and I promise I won't forget.
And then on YouTube, Tanner Myers put, the Steelers don't take a tackle in round 1. Dan Moore will start at left tackle for possibly the whole year. If you draft any other position in round 1, there won't be starters left at offensive tackle by our second pick. Yep. So we'll get our answer on Dan Moore on day 1 of the draft. That's a good point.
Yep. That's going to happen. I have a feeling it's going to happen. They're going to give Dan Moore 1 more year. I hate to say it. I hate to say it.
That's bad.
That's one I really hope I'm wrong. That's the one I really hope I'm wrong. But he's right. That's a good point. We'll know after round 1, especially because free agency will be over too. So we'll know.
Yeah.
It's Dan Moore time. 1 more time. Oh, God help us. All right, Dave, you got any more of those either ors before we close out the show today?
Oh yeah, I thought we were gonna do that every Thursday.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have
But
any
you want to do
ready?
it now? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I got
let's
them
do a couple
already
now.
ready to go. You want to do a couple now?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do a couple now.
All right. Let me find it.
I liked it so much, I want to do it again.
All right. Who can you live without? Ready?
Yes, yes.
This is actually a pretty good one. I think. Cam Hayward versus Kenny Pickett.
Ah, you're killing me with this one.
It's a tough one, isn't it? It's kind of tough.
I gotta say Cam Hayward, right?
Well, you can live without him or can't.
You can't live. Well,
You can't.
no. If he's not on the team next year, they're fucking screwed. Because you got
Okay. So the argument. What's his cap hit?
It's a lot.
Yeah, a little bit, isn't it? And look, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm not saying that I actively want to see, I can just see them now freaking out. He's saying to cut Cam Hayward. No, I'm just saying, like, in general, let's talk about this a little bit. His hit $22.4 million cap hit. 22.4. An aging defensive lineman who's coming off a lot of injuries. Is he worth that $22.4 million?
No.
Or Kenny at $3 million, do you stick with him and hope that maybe you did make the right choice if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers? So the question is, who can you live without?
I'm still saying Pickett. I just
Okay, and that's fine.
I mean,
I
if Cam's gone, you got Keanu Benton and
Ogunjobi.
Ogunjobi.
That's I mean,
and that's it. And it's those two guys, and that's it. I mean, obviously, you'd end up having to draft somebody or sign somebody, but yeah, that's a tough one.
It is a tough one. All right, ready for the next one?
Yeah, give me another one.
All right. This might be easy. I don't know. I'm not sure how you guys will take this. So, Freiermuth versus Corey Trice.
Oh. Yeah. Until further notice, it's gotta be Freiermuth. It's gotta be.
Keep him. You can live without Corey Trice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have to.
Had a really good camp. Looked like a legit number 2 corner.
Well, the red flags were injury prone and sure shit, and didn't even make it to the first preseason game before he got hurt. So
Freiermuth's injured all the time too.
Yeah, I'm not risking.
Doesn't block well. Not a great blocking tight end.
Yeah, Dave, he's gonna be a Steelers tight end for the next 5 years. So we better get used to gonna warm up to that one. They're gonna extend him this season, I think.
All right, let's just do 2 more since I had it in 4 anyway.
Yeah, we'll do. All right.
Next one. All right. Seumalo versus Elandon Roberts.
That's a good one. That's a real good one.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, I got you thinking on this one, huh? Yeah, that's tough, man. I mean, Seumalo, you could argue is the leader of that offensive line. But Elandon Roberts is just like the way he stepped up when everybody was done at the linebacker, off-ball linebacker, like was amazing what he did. Even I'm not sure who I'd pick in this one. Like, I think as it stands right now, I would say I could live without Elandon Roberts. And the only reason I'd say that is if Holcomb's healthy. Like if Holcomb could play, because if Seumalo goes, oof.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I mean, if Seumalo goes,
that's hardly your best. Yeah, it's tough.
You've only got Daniels as a reliable guy. The rest of them are all up in the air.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's almost a numbers thing. I've only got to worry about right there. You go. Yeah. So for me, I can't live without Seumalo. I can live without Elandon Roberts.
You'd have to
but it's tough when you think about it. It's like, damn, that's
because you could make the same argument if without Roberts, the whole linebacker core falls apart too.
Right. It's right there. So I thought you'd like that one. I thought that'd be a
Yes.
pretty good one.
Yeah, that was
All
a good
right.
one.
So this is an interesting one. This is the first one where it's two defensive players
All right.
because I just think that it is something you have to ponder which one you're willing to wait for. Okay.
Okay.
Darius Rush versus Jeremiah Moon.
Hmm. Hmm. I don't ever. I did watch Jeremiah Moon play, but I don't recall because I did watch that game, but I don't even recall what he did. So I haven't seen Jeremiah Moon. But they need corners bad. They really need Darius Rush to come through. It would be a big help.
And he's already got playing time in dime for them.
Yep.
And he's built exactly the way they want an alien cornerback, tall,
long arms,
lanky, speed. So it's tough for me too, but I think I could live without Jeremiah Moon. And another reason why is because I have TJ, I have Alex Highsmith, I have Herbig. Like I got guys in front of him that I don't really got to worry about right now.
Yeah, we don't have any idea what either one of them are. We don't know what Darius Rush is either, really.
Right. But the Steelers need corners. That's the difference. Steelers need corners.
That's the tiebreaker between those two. Is that they're more desperate at corner for sure, by a lot, than edge. Yeah, I'd have to go Moon there.
All right, that's my. Who can you live
That's
without?
a lot of fun. I like that bit. We'll keep. You're gonna run out of players eventually, but that's a fun. That's a fun exercise to go through. That's all I got today. Unless you got anything else.
No, that's it.
We should be back tomorrow with a special guest. Chad Forbes has said he'd come on, and it should be interesting. He's a draft guy. He's kind of one of those rumor guys too. So we'll bounce a bunch of questions off him if all goes well. Until then, you can follow me on Twitter at SteelersSank16. Email the show at daver@SteelersSanctuary.com. Subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys. That helps us out a lot. Dave, give me your stuff. Let's get out of here.
Yep, you can find me on X at DMC3SSP. You can find me on TikTok at Steelers Sanctuary Podcast or at SteelSank Pod. Don't forget, guys, I got the sports books at signupexpert.com/nothingness.
All right. Until next time, thanks for listening to the Steelers Sanctuary Podcast.